Nothing gonna stop us from making content for the beautiful audience. So today I'm playing with the fire Dhalsim. I 6-star this guy because I know nobody would, nobody will, so I'm just taking a bullet for y'all. So if you appreciate that, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hey, thank you very much. Today we're playing with the fire Dhalsim. He has a very cool skill which is Yoga Sansara. It removes continuous damage granted on all allies and attack all enemies. At this time, inflict continuous damage on the enemy by the number of continuous damage removed for 1 turn. So simply, he cleanses continuous damage. He doesn't cleanse anything else. That's pretty shitty. Also, the continuous damage that he inflicts on the enemy is not multiple turns, it's only 1 turn, depending on how many you remove. So let's say you remove 4 continuous damage on the entire team. You put 4 on the entire enemy team. That's cool and not very cool, because I think if you can return the continuous damage with the original turn, I think that's gonna be like insane. But 1 turn, I'll take that. Also, it has a 5-turn cooldown. That's pretty long, and it doesn't have good AI in dungeon, which means he'll use his skill randomly without cleansing any continuous damage. It will just be an AoE attack that doesn't really do anything. Skill 2 Yoga Fire can strip and put dots. So this is not too shabby in dragons, but the chance to strip is only 50% chance. When max, it's only 75% chance. A Bella or Lauren or Megan can strip easily near 100%. And they miss all the time. You know, you watch your dragons run before, you see that the buff strip missed, and you be like, what the? In terms of stat, he's a tanky-ish support unit, which makes sense. I wouldn't be building him for damage anyway. I'm using violent, speed, crit damage, and attack because I'm simply trying him out for dungeon. I think if you want to play around with him in PvP, you need max resistance. There are only a few pieces of content in the game where you really care about cleansing continuous damage in your team. First, being PvP against the Fire Occult Girl. That is one of the most popular and probably the strongest continuous damage dealer in the game. And she's super popular in RTA and arena defense. So her skill 3 can completely shut down your team and do so much damage. But of course, if you got the balls to put on Nemesis rune and somehow cut the Sema crumble into gouge combo, then you can return all the continuous damage against the Sema team. That is also an option. So this is a very typical arena defense kind of setup. You have turn 1 strip into AoE debuff, and Rica is still as popular as ever. One of the ways to deal with this defense is to go Leo and tanky team. So let's try to return some dots to this Rica. There are a lot of problems with this though, but we'll see when we go into the match. Usually the Triton will derp. I have my Triton on Will, so I can prevent Leo, so I would just reduce the attack bar of whoever is not on Will, but a good defense will probably have everything on Will. So it's happening as predicted. Alright, so right now, I'm not going to use the cleanse. Also, Rica is often on despair, which means there's a good chance she's going to stun you, okay? So that's a problem. And if you're on Will Rune, you know, try to gonna strip and all that, but let's return. Yoga Sansara. Let's go. Boom. That's so beautiful. That is just so beautiful. Okay, I don't care how useless this guy is, but that is kind of funny. Yo, so you can see right here, the stun and the slow is still here, but because we're using Leo, the slow debuff won't matter too much. Only the dots will matter. So that is pretty cool over there. Oh my god, I think it's just so funny dude. Look at all the dots on the enemy team. Okay, so after this he's kind of useless. And the best thing about this guy is the stun animation. Ooh, you know? So that's about it for his PvP use case, is to use against Rica. That's it. That's pretty much it. I don't think he's gonna be good for the strip. I don't think he's gonna be good for the stun. So not really sure how. Oh my god, the animation of this thing is creepy as hell. It gives you like the cringe feeling. What do you call that? I just feel weird when he extend his arm and like just Piccolo style. Oh my god, that's funny. That's pretty good. Another way to use him is in Dragon's B12, the boss and the tower can give continuous damage to you, so you can return that. But really, Comter should really buff his AI in Dragons to only use the skill when there's dots on your team, because if there's no dots, the skill literally does nothing. So he could be one of the best Dragons unit in the game if AI is good, which means he only strip when there's buff, he only return the dots when there's dots, for example. Then I think he can be a very solid cleanser and stripper for Dragons, but right now, he can keep using the skill into nothing. One can say that, oh, you need to use Tattoo for him to work well, but the thing is, you are relying on 2 units with cooldown to work the way you want, and you have to have dots to return, and then you need to have dots to detonate. So that's a lot of variable in the team that I just don't really enjoy. I also don't have Tattoo in my account. Maybe I'm gonna make Tattoo, maybe I don't, but this is a team that I think is okay, is acceptable. You have not too much attack bar control so that the tower and the boss can actually take a turn so that the dots will be effective. You cannot use Lauren in the Galleon slot because Lauren will always keep the boss down, which means your continuous damage will not matter. But this has enough attack bar reduction to kind of keep the tower not too fast but not too slow. So they're still taking turns, alright? We have dots on our team, which is cool. But whether he's going to return the dots is going to be another problem. So he do return the dots, but then the tower can also cleanse it away. So that's why I only have, you know, not too many attack bar reduction. Maybe the dots going to be used to kill the tower quickly. That might be a concept as well with Tattoo. But not really a thing that I want to use in Dragons. It's not fast first because you're relying on too many things. You don't rely on like raw damage, right? And is relying on AI as well. So there are way too many variables. See that? You can return dots and cool and whatever, but you're not killing the dragons, and there's just way too many variables in my opinion. So I'm not too sure about this team. I'm not too sure about this team. Even with Tattoo, what do I take out? I take out Spectra. Without Spectra, the mid boss is going to be really hard because you don't have attack break on the crystal. So it's not that easy to go through the mid boss without Spectra, unless you want to kill the side tower, which would take much longer as well. So there's a lot of things that's wrong with this team that I don't want to use just yet. We're going to have the Predator boss soon by the time I get this video up. I thought I could return the dots to the boss, but apparently you can't because the boss is immune to continuous damage. If I could return the dots to the boss, I think Fire Dhalsim is gonna be crazy good, but I cannot. So that's a sad thing. Other than that, I don't think there's any content where you have to deal with continuous damage. All of Dark, maybe. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit in any team whatsoever. Wow, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. If you build this guy, no, you don't. Okay, you don't build this guy until they buff him or fix his AI or something like that. Then maybe I'll recommend him in the future. But now, no. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.